So we got to talk about Jasmine Crockett, right? To be honest, man, it's getting super annoying, and I really hate talking about this woman. However, this issue with Governor Abbott, it seems to be a lot of people are interested in this topic, right? And I'll be honest with you, this is probably an issue that Jasmine Crockett probably wants to take back, because this whole issue when it comes to her statements in regards to Governor Abbott being in a wheelchair, a lot of people are starting to really push back on this, right? And even you even have ladies on The View that don't agree with what Jasmine Crockett said.
Last night, Texas Governor Greg Abbott responded to a comment made about him by Jasmine Crockett, and we're going to show you. Take a look.
Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot-ass mess, honey.
This is another day and another disaster by the Democrats. The reality is they have no vision, no policy. They have nothing to sell but hate. And Americans are not buying it.
Now, Congresswoman Crockett denies she was mocking Abbott's disability. She says she was referring to his use of trains, planes, and automobiles to transfer migrants around the country. She should not have made the comment at all. But Joy...
Yeah, well, I was just thinking when I saw this about, where was the outrage from Abbott when Trump was doing this?
Written by a nice reporter. Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Maybe that's what I said.
Well, that was about a reporter named Serge Kovaleski, who suffered from a condition that restricts joint movement. And he had interviewed Trump many times in the 80s. So he was basically making fun of the guy's disability.
So from what I've read about that, Trump wasn't really making fun of the guy's disability, right? It's something that he does with a lot of people. Like it wasn't something that was targeted directly to that disabled person. However, regardless if that's what, let's say Trump was trying to mock this person, right? What does that have to do with Democrats disavowing what Jasmine Crockett said about Governor Abbott, right? Because let's be honest, like the Democrats always they always come off as if they're more authority, right? They're the ones that's always looking out for the middle class. They're looking out for the disenfranchised, those that are less off. And then you have someone on the Democrat side making fun of someone that's less fortunate, that's disabled. So I mean, it doesn't make any sense, since you guys tend to be the party that looks out for the less fortunate, right? So there's only one way to go. Like, people on the left, the Democrats, you can't condone this type of behavior, this type of talk, right? Especially for someone that's disabled, since you guys always come off as the more authority. So, regardless of this whole whataboutism or what about what Trump did, it doesn't have anything to do with you, not condoning what she said about Governor Abbott being in a wheelchair, since you guys tend to be the party that's for it. You claim to be the party that's for the less fortunate. So this whole whataboutism, this what about Trump, it doesn't work.
And I didn't hear the outrage then. Not that she's right or wrong.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about her, she was looking for a way to say hot mess and hot wheels.
Yeah.
And, you should leave that stuff to the comedians.
I think she should just own it, because Jasmine Crockett is a very talented politician.
Yeah.
Crockett, sorry. Is a very talented...
I apologize for always pausing it, but to say that Jasmine Crockett is a talented politician, like, in what world is she talented? What has she done? She's a loudmouth, right? She's a person that's just doing all this to get attention. She's trying to go the AOC route, where she's trying to, become Instagram famous, right? That's what it is. She's trying to get attention. So she says the most outrageous things. She's talking like, you see her in front of she's in front of all these cameras. I have wondered, when does she have time to actually, govern or legislate the stuff going in her own city, in her hometown? It's like, what is she? What form of legislation has she sent in Congress that's being implemented? None, because I don't think she does anything. She even said herself, like, she doesn't really. She probably needs to do more governance. Like, she doesn't really do anything. So for you to say that she's a great politician, like a talented politician, talented at what? Like, she talks. That's all she talks. She says the most outrageous things. She has ghetto behavior. It's getting to a point where she's swearing a lot. Like, you're a congresswoman. Why are you swearing? Why are you using such foul language? Right? Conduct yourself in a professional manner. You're a congresswoman. That type of behavior just shouldn't be accepted. But clearly, this is the type of standards that we have when it comes to the people in our government, especially on the Democrat side. You got the AOCs where they're more interested in blowing up when it comes to social media than when it comes to actually, governing for the American people. Okay.
Communicator, politician, she's effective, people gravitate towards her. This was beneath her because Marjorie Taylor Greene, we expect that. That's the only way she can get a headline is by saying crazy stuff and then everyone looks. Representative Crockett is so much better than this. So I think it would have been really relatable because the rest of that speech, if you watch it, she's really impassioned. She says, I'm going off script. What I love a politician to do is say, you know what, I said that. I shouldn't have said that, and then move on, because then everyone would move on with her. She's just too good for this.
I agree with that because I respect her, but it's just never okay to mock someone's disability, whether you're Donald Trump or Jasmine Crockett. He was paralyzed from the waist down, Governor Abbott, and when he was 29 years old, a tree fell on him. It's a tragedy, whether you like him or not. That's just off limits. And I think it raises this bigger point that we encounter in the Trump era where just because he or some people like him go low, if we all go low back in response, then you just end up down in the mud. Things don't get better then. And right now, there's this whole question, like, should Democrats fight harder? Should they name call back? Should they shout? I think they should be strategic. I think they should. I don't think that the names help. I think right now there's a Wisconsin Supreme Court race that Elon Musk is pouring millions of dollars into to get the Republican seated. Democrats have a chance to fight there and have a strategic, tangible impact. Or Mike Waltz's seat in Florida, the national security advisor, is up in a special election. You could win a House seat. Do that rather than the name calling and trying to get headlines.
But the reason Donald Trump has all of these people following him is because he did that name calling. It attracts the press in a way.
See, I think this is what they don't understand about Donald Trump. There's a reason why Donald Trump gets away with the things he says, right? First of all, he attacks people that he feels are bad people, disingenuous people in the media, right? Rosie O'Donnell, right? And he goes after these people because he feels that they are bad and they're disingenuous when it comes to how they cover him. Okay, so this is why he goes at. He just doesn't go at anybody. I'm sure he has, but he just doesn't go at anybody for no reason. There's a reason why he goes after you, and not only that, when he does go after you, he's actually funny. He gets away with it because I tell you, Donald Trump. I remember when I didn't like Donald Trump. I asked myself this question: why do I hate this guy? Right? And then during the pandemic, I was like, let me listen to this guy talk. Right? I would watch his press conferences every day because it didn't make any sense. I was like, let me just try to understand this guy. I watch his press conferences every day. And the more I watched them, the more I would say, like, yo, this dude is funny as hell. Like, I would watch his press conference and be like, okay, this dude is actually hilarious. And not only that, but I would watch what he said. Then I would go to CNN, MSNBC, and then I would listen to him totally distort what he actually said. And I was like, yo, okay, Trump didn't say that. He didn't say it like that. Like, they're clearly just, and this is when I would watch CNN, MSNBC religiously. But then I would go back and say, okay, Trump didn't say that. And eventually, the more I listened to him talk, and then I would see what the lies that the media were actually saying, that's what changed. That's what said, all right, you know what? I'm going to vote Republican for the first time. I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. Right. So that's where I went from, disliking Donald Trump to, seeing how much of a good president that he was. Right. And currently is. So it's just like when Trump does it, he gets away with it because he's actually funny. OK, so and it almost seems like a lot of these Democrats are trying to be Donald Trump, or they're trying to go like they're trying to speak like Donald Trump, and they can't get away with it because it's not genuine. Right? Like, Donald Trump is authentic. That is the difference between Donald Trump and everybody else. He is authentic. That is Donald Trump to a T. Like, he does not, that's who he is, and that's how he's always been. Okay? And people have just gotten to a point where, like, hey, that's Donald Trump. It's a funny guy. But Jasmine Crockett, all the other, Democrats that are trying to do this, it doesn't work.
Demagogues are going to demagogue.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say, you have to be so careful with what you say, because your intentions may have been absolutely what you said. But once people hear you say something, it is not about what you said. It's about what they think your intentions are. So everybody's got to be really careful.
How about sometimes we have a headline about Whoopi and Joy, and then when you read the article, they love each other. They love each other.
I should know,
that's another
she'd
lie.
made the joke before about him at Hot Wheels numerous times.
And what did she say that time?
There was like 3 or 4 examples. Referred to him as Governor Hot Wheels, said he was rolling up to the White House, said he... I think that...
Not a good idea.
Yeah,
you just don't mock people with disabilities. I mean, it's
You don't mock
you
people.
don't mock people. I was going to say
Yeah.
you just don't mock people at all. And I admire Jasmine Crockett. I do think she's an effective messenger. I think this was a mistake.
Yeah.
And I think when you make a mistake, you have to own it.
Yeah.
You have to do that
Agreed.
because it
Gotta
gives you
do
a lot
it.
more credibility when you do that. I did not know that Governor Abbott was a paraplegic. I had no idea that he went around, and the people in the audience also are shaking their heads. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was a tree fell on him when he was 26. A lot of his photos are taken from the step down, from the waist up. But she is the representative from Texas, so she very much so must have known that he is in a wheelchair. And so I hope that she does the
but
right.
whether-
They want to censure her for it, and I don't
Well,
know that
you know what?
that's
What-
not appropriate, but it
you
is
can't-
appropriate
you
for her to
can't-
apologize.
If you want me to take everything you say when he talks about different people, you said, no, I was just joking. Okay, then let's all do that right now and say, she made a mistake.
Yeah.
And we're going to move on. We're not censoring people. We're not
No,
going to
I
do it.
hate
We're going to
censoring.
say to people, just don't do it. Don't make jokes. As Joy says, what is it?
Leave it to the comedians.
That's-
Nah, they go and if you can censure her, go ahead and do it because people tired of hearing her. You know what I'm saying? Go do it because she's just a loudmouth. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't have respect for the government. She's always swearing. Like she's very disrespectful in how she conducts herself. So you know if there's an opportunity to do it, then you do it. I don't think we're gonna be mad. I don't think the other side's gonna be mad at all, right? And this is the thing, like you come off as the party as, you know, like you said, you're for the, you know, disenfranchised and all that stuff. And then, you know, when this happens, you know, you have nothing to say. And it's good that, you know, obviously people on The View are calling her out because they know what she said was wrong, right? She shouldn't have said it. Okay. And she got to be careful with her language. But like I said, I don't think she's doing it. I think she's doing this for a reason. She's trying to put herself out there, put herself in the news. She's trying to make herself relevant. She's, like I said, she's trying to get Insta famous, right? She's just trying to grow her notoriety in society. I think that's what she's trying to do. I don't really think she cares about her job. She's just using this platform as a way to grow her following. And she's going the AOC route where, you know, she grows her social media following and gets notoriety that way. Because people are saying that she's like the face of the party, like, not in a good way. Like if they made her the face of the party where they put her, like they said they're gonna make her run for president, that's gonna be an easy win for any Republican that's running against her, right? So look, if you want to keep pushing her out there, go ahead. It just makes it that much easier for Republicans. And if that's the route, you know, Democrats want to go ahead, because it just shows that they don't have any leadership, they have no direction. They have no, when it comes to strategy, direction, they don't have it. And hey, like I said, continue going this path because that's just only a win for a Republican. So those are my thoughts. Interested to hear your thoughts. Make sure to leave a comment down below, hit the like button, share, and if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe. All right, so guys, take care and have a good one. Later.